Alright, we're going to do Vet Spindleclutch today. You want to introduce yourself to the team?
Sure. Jabba Who. I'm on Sweet Jabba, my VR 14 Templar healer. Does a little bit DPS while she's healing. I'm GM of Epic Synergy, and we're in Spindleclutch today.
Morq of Tamriel, Nightblade DPS, and Eater of Bacon.
Anna, a DK tank VR14, and I like bacon too.
I can't help it, there's a little pig there. Sorry, Josh, but there's a pig, and she's making me hungry.
I'm Josh Orange. I'm on my DPS here, and I am the Meteor Myrtleizer. Alright, here's our first little mini-boss here, Mad Mortine. He's kind of easy. He just has a lot of friends. I'm pretty much just going to go down there and start AoEing the heck out of him, and then single target him until he's dead. That's pretty much it for me.
I'm pretty much gonna do a couple healing springs, a little rapid regen, and keep everybody alive, and throw a lot of shards out for AoE damage myself.
And I'm gonna pretty much take aggro of everything, face everything away, keep everything grouped, and let DPS do their thing.
Gonna drop probably Veils, since I'm a Nightblade, and reduce some damage, and then spam AoE until we've got rid of the ads, and then work on the boss. We'll probably burn him down pretty quick. This is a pretty good group.
Yeah, not really any mechanics here.
Get Anna's talons in here. Love doing that in mobs. TK talons. Ups my DPS. Gotta love it. The healer, I need all the DPS I can get. Of course, the new Templar's Radiant Impression Beam is also nice.
Execute. Wow. I've killed him before I said
Ouch.
execute.
Alright, here we have the blood spawn. A lot of people test their DPS out on this guy. For attacks, he is going to return to the middle and do like a ground pound AoE that's pretty big. When he does that, usually the outsides of the wall start to fall, and it makes the area we're standing in smaller. It's kind of a DPS race because we need to kill him before the whole cave collapses, which, what is it, Java, 2 minutes?
2 minutes. There's a partial collapse at 1.5, and then a full collapse at 2 minutes, which will kill everybody.
Yeah, so we gotta make sure we burn him down before then. Are we going to stay in the AoE or get out of it?
Well, I say just, if you have a good enough healer with you, you can stand in the AoE, and the healer can healing springs right through it. And so that means if you have melee DPS, they can stay right up on top of that boss and continue to do damage. So let's go ahead and stand in the AoE on this one.
Sounds good. If your group isn't, if you're having trouble doing it that way, whenever he does his pound, just go to the edge of it and then return back to the middle when he's done. Maybe put on something range while he's pounding to keep the DPS going.
Yeah, be careful if your group isn't, where your healer can't heal through the AoE. Usually, just about any healer can heal through the AoE by putting down a extended or purifying ritual and keep healing springs in. But if you do get too close to the cave walls, they will crumble in and can kill somebody if you decide not to stand in it in this particular case.
Alright, so I just keep him taunted and turn him away. And really emphasize just taunting him to make sure he doesn't one-shot anybody else.
Yeah, I'm just really going to try and, say, burn him down. I'll try and get as many ultimates off as I can, and if it was a case where we needed to move, it's being aware of the red crap to get out of it. But we'll pretty much destroy this guy, so
And I'm
we
glad
don't
that
need to
you
worry
brought
about
up
that.
Ultimates, Maury, because people don't realize, but ultimates, don't save them, drop them. Some ultimates are great for mitigation, some are great for damage, and a lot of ultimates when there's mass groups, like I'll use a Nova to mitigate so the tank can heal and knock some things down. In this case, I'd probably use like a Meteor or a single target ultimate, but as all these fights that we've shown you guys, don't hold your ultimates. Remember to utilize them. That's what they're there for.
They are the best skill on your bar.
Yep.
Yeah,
You could say their ultimate.
And
Oh, yes,
since
you
you have
could.
since you have all the ultimates dropping on you as a tank, if you have your synergy under the lever in the champion system maxed out, you can that will really help you just pop those ultimates.
And under the Undaunted, what is
Right.
it? Undaunted Command, you'll get more resources back by hitting those synergies.
Epic synergy,
So
baby.
it's synergies are awesome. Let's rock.
Couple shards.
And that is how you melt that guy down.
Yep.
Fight.
Okay, now this fight that we're coming on, it has several stages. The boss is going to be on the right, but before we mess with him, we're going to have a lot of spiders come out, and we're going to just burn them all down. And after that, we'll have a bigger spider, like a mini boss spider, come out along with her little ads of more spiders. We're gonna do the same with them. I'm just gonna try to AOE them all down. Save my ultimates for the next phase, which will be a bunch of humanoid, kind of humanoid purple ghosts. There's a few of them in there that have a lot of health. Two-hander guy, a Nightblade girl, maybe a guy, and then kind of a Daedric spider boss also. And this fight, it's really important to burn him down as fast as you can, because after a certain amount of time goes by, the boss on the right is going to activate, and he's going to start his mechanics, which is a pain in the butt if you're still fighting all these ads. So for the boss that pops out, he has a couple attacks that will drain your resources. They'll be kind of like shockwaves on the ground, and you can kind of get in between them to not get hit. And yeah, they'll just drain your resources pretty fast. He also has an attack we call the Donut of Death, which he will put you inside a red AoE, and the goal is to stay inside of it, because if you're in the middle of it, you're safe. And then the donut will start to move around, and if you touch one of the walls, you'll die instantly. And also, if it runs into one of your teammates, they'll die instantly also. So we try to be vocal and call out when we're in the donut so that people can be aware of where we are so we don't run them over. It's kind of hard to steer that thing. We don't have much control. It's like our brakes ran out and we ran out of power steering fluid and we're just kind of rolling down the hill. When the main boss comes out, I am going to go behind him, or wherever the tank faces him, I'm going to stay on the opposite side to avoid those shockwave attacks. And I'll still get cursed every now and then, which I believe drains resources as well, but I'll be in a safer spot. And that's where I'll be, and I'll just be single target DPS in him until he's dead.
And as heals go in here, I try to keep an extended ritual, which is a on the ground or a purifying ritual, whatever you might have as Templar, down for heals ticks over time during the entirety of the battle, and rapid regen up on these guys to be able to keep that heal over time as well on them. Breath of Life. Not a lot of healing springs in here. It's not everybody's stacked up. We are pretty much spread out through the room. This boss does throw out a curse, which will indeed drain your resources. As a healer, it's going to be your magicka, as that's going to be your highest resource there. So I will not take a potion until I'm drained down, and then I will take the potion right afterwards. I don't think that I can purify the curse off of myself or anybody else, and I've never seen that actually work. It's possible that it could work. I'm not positive about that. But just remember to keep a potion available in case you do get hit by the curse so that you can keep heals up on your team. I do use my Nova in here and not any other ultimate during the ads phases so that my tank can hit the synergy there and knock down any ads that are doing any damage to anybody. The first phase of this, there are a lot of spiders, and I throw shards at them to disorient and do damage to them to get them down quickly with the rest of the team, as they can instantly one-shot you going into this fight if you're not prepared for them.
All right, for me, this is a lot to tank in here. So the first phase, like Josh was saying, the spiders, the mini spiders, I just challenge those as that's the most effective way of doing it. The second phase, the big spider with the little babies, I just taunt the big spider, face her away from everybody else, and I basically talons the babies. The third wave, which is the humanoids, like Josh says, I taunt everything that is big and bad, which is the melee. Like Josh says, I think there's some kind of Nightbraid in there, but there's like 3 mini bosses in there. And I try to keep that away from people, especially when the boss activates, because if people get in that Nova and they have like a mini boss on them, on top of the boss wailing on them, on top of the donut, it can really cause a lot of havoc. For the main boss, what I try to do is taunt him and kind of face him away from everybody else. So when he's doing his draining, what is that? The draining things that come out of you, or that come out of the ground, those 3 things that come out of the ground, they're facing me and they're not like facing everybody else. So they have most of the room to move around. And I just have to deal with make sure I'm not stepping on those draining beams, the shockwave things, yeah. And then the final one is the curse. You can't really prevent the curse. He just kind of throws the curse, whether you have him taunted or not. And just make sure of your resources, and if anything's slow, just pop your potions and keep aggro on things. It's a lot in here to taunt and aggro.
For me, one of the hardest parts is the first few ad phases, as if you're not with 2 people who can do a lot of DPS, I find it very taxing on my Magicka to keep the AoE up, because the ads seem to have quite a bit of health. So that's one of the main concerns I usually have in this fight. And then it's rarely been aware, once you're put into the final phase where you get the Donut of Death, it's trying to communicate well with your group as to not run into them and kill them, and then it's trying to get into a position where you can res effectively if need be, because a lot of people I've seen die in this fight. So it's really about being aware and managing resources to be able to do continued damage.
Now, there's not a lot to repentance in here, so hearing that Mori is taxed on his Magicka, as a healer, I'm going to go ahead and put Siphon Spirit and do double resto instead of shield and sword and resto.
All right, we ready?
Are we good to go?
Yep, let's do it.
Yes!
It's a lot of mechanics in this fight. It's very fun though.
Really is. I think another thing I forgot to mention is every thing in here except for the main boss can be CC'd. So that means Talons, Encase, Bombard on the bow skill line, and especially Fire Volcanic Rune. That can come in handy if you're taking a lot of damage. You can just keep bouncing everything up in the air with Volcanic Rune while you do AoE DPS and whatever.
Why is nothing ever easy?
I miss Volcanic Rune. You guys remember
That
questing
was
with
great
that?
to level with.
Yeah, that was
it
fun.
a lot of fun. There they are.
Yeah, I don't think I'll run out of resources in this fight.
No, probably not too much. It's definitely a group and poop job. Stay close and get everything close and just bomb them down with AoE.
Execute.
Dropping a standard.
Right, I'm gonna go get in my spot while you guys get that little ad down.
This is the last group. Now the boss is active, it looks like.
Yep.
I'll focus on the spider Daedra.
I got the donut of death. I'm in it. Really, the only thing I could. Oh shoot! I died. I rolled backwards. Sorry about that.
You
Okay,
have your jelly filling.
I had my jelly filling. Sorry about that. Got caught in the rock. And I got the curse.
Okay, all the ads are. Oh, donut!
I'm donutted,
Whew, that was close.
and I'm walking right to the boss. And I got the wonderful beams of love coming at me.
Sent that siphon spirit there, Maury.
Yep, it's keeping really nice. Top 12.
Oh,
I'm
somebody's
donated.
donated.
Don't come towards you, just be careful. Oh, I rolled through it.
Okay, I've been cursed, so I'll get Maury up. I have nothing.
Sorry about that.
Nope, it's okay. Perfect timing. It's... I got the curse on me.
I'm bubble. And he's
Boss is
dead.
Good
dead.
job.
Oh,
These guys here, they're kind of like those Aelits
Yeah.
from Darkshade, where we are going to try to AoE them down evenly. The thing here is if one dies, it'll give health and power to the others that are still alive. So we try to kill them all at once. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes one will get half of its life back, but it's not too tough of a battle. I'm just going to use AoEs and my standard for the whole time.
And as healer, I just use rapid regen, healing springs, and I do a lot of luminous shards in here to help out with the DPS, and as it's an AoE, and maybe a Nova to drop them all down.
tanking these is pretty easy. You taunt all three, you face them away, and then you just reapply taunts.
Gonna AoE till everything dies. Not really dropping a single target. Skills as to not kill one before the others. So it's just trying to manage the health bars of the ads, the mobs, should I say.
That's pretty much it. There's not really a lot of mechanics for this one. Just try to kill them evenly.
Like they're all in the 50, 49 range, 30, 40.
Almost got them all.
Almost.
That
yeah.
last one just had a little bit more.
Good job.
Wasn't bad though.
Okay, this guy's got a few ads that aren't really too much of a problem. I'm gonna run in there and AoE them down first. He's a vampire and has a few attacks that are kind of annoying. He can go into mist form where we can't damage him, and we'll just have to wait until he pops back up. He usually has a pretty heavy attack right after he pops out of mist form. Someone correct me, is it an AoE attack or is it just
No,
a heavy
it
attack?
says shield. He'll just shield bam you.
Okay,
right
that
over,
backhand.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. I'm just gonna kill the ads and then go to town on him.
And as for me, it's just keeping heals over time on everybody, like rapid regen, breath of life, and helping out with whatever DPS I can via shards.
For me, it's just you taunt the guy and then you kite him around, and then you just make sure you're holding Brock when he comes out of that mist form, like Josh is saying.
Just really going to focus on the boss. I'll let Josh deal with the ads. Like, should be able to kill this pretty quick, I think.
All right.
It's Myrtleite.
Commands your death.
That was a misplaced booby.
Happens. Actually, that was a media.
I know, but it's the only booby I've got.
Missed.
So while he's in this form, we can't attack. We can just run from this circle. There he is. Attack.
Do you know if it takes dot damage while it's in there?
I don't think that he does. I'm not sure about that. I think
Excuse.
once he goes in this
Dead.
form, he's in this form.
There's only one more chamber where they could.
Have to agree with the elf boss. There's some serious magic here. This place screams ambush.
Ambush. What a lovely idea. Still alive. Come. I will make spigots of your throats.
That's a pretty awesome intro. This guy, he doesn't really have a whole lot of attacks. The gold key challenge here is he's going to do a drain, similar to the sap AoE that Nightblades have, and he's going to target these people on the crosses. The gold key challenge is to not let any of them die. So what we do is we have someone use a heal debuff, and I'm trying to think of all the skills. There's Reverberating Bash from Sword and Board. There is Lethal Arrow, the Snipe Morph on the bow line. There's Dark Flare from the Templar line. And then, Mori, what is the Nightblade Ultimate one called?
Soul Tether?
No, it's the really cheap one. It costs like 50.
Oh, Soul Harvest. That's
Soul
the morph
Harvest.
version, yeah.
Those all apply the healing debuff, major healing debuff on him, which will limit how much heal he can receive. He has teleportation attacks where he will go through all of us and attack us for a pretty heavy attack. It really needs to be blocked or dodged. It's hard to dodge because you never know when he's going to get you, but he will get everybody at least once. Funny thing we ran into the other day is if you put an Atronach down, like a Storm Atronach, he will target one of those and then it will skip a player, which is kind of clever. He also throws a lot of like poison blood AoEs on the ground, and they hurt really bad. If you're in them for more than a few seconds, you're probably going to go down. Me personally, I'm just going to single target DPS him. That's it. I'm going to block when he does his teleport strike, and then just try to lay the hurt.
For me as healer, I just try to keep a rapid regen on everybody, heal up time, and purifying circle down. We don't want to hit the ads on the crosses as we want to get our gold key. So I will not use any ultimate that might damage those ads. We just really want to damage the boss himself. It's not really too hard of a heal if everybody stays out of the red. That red AoE, like he does, a blood pool on the ground will indeed kill somebody. I can get one heal through that until they get out. Second heal, if they're not out, they're pretty much dead. I will try to do damage on the boss using like Radiant Oppression and my shards, that type of thing, and Dark Flare to keep him debuffed so he cannot receive any, try to lower the amount of heals he's using from the sacrifices that he has on these stakes.
For me, I just kind of keep him taunted and just call out some of the stuff, and it's a pretty easy taunt job.
I'm probably going to die a lot from the blood pool on the floor because I play from the UK and my latency is a lot, so I die a lot. And if it happens too much, I'll probably break Anna.
Okay. I got corrosive, honey. I'll get you up.
Okay, cool.
We got it?
Yep.
All right, let's go. Blood pool.
Oh,
Gotcha.
that's like 90% of my health.
Oh, wrong option. Sorry about that. Mori. There
Yeah.
we go.
Brock.
Oh,
Jarvis on you.
yeah, got it.
Brock.
Okay, so it works on Storm Metronauts, it doesn't work on Shadow Image from the Nightblade.
Brock.
Execute.
Brock.
Mori. Ooh.
Good job,
Good job.
guys.